Hi students, I'm Sally Quadros-Coutinho from Government College, Kepe. Today we will be doing prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells, which belongs to Unit 2, Cell and its Components. What we shall discuss is the prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. And we shall learn about the structure, we shall learn the difference between the two, and we'll also learn some examples under the prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. Now, we should understand all living organisms or living things, we can say, to be specific, are non-cellular, they don't have cell structure, and some are cellular, but yet they are living. For example, the non-cellular example is the virus. It doesn't have a proper cell structure. And then we have the cellular ones, which are made up of cells, but they are classified into two types, prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. Bacterial cells come under prokaryotic cells, whereas all other organisms like the fungal cells, the protists, the animal cells and the plant cells, whether they are single or multicellular, they are all eukaryotic cells. Now, prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell are two types of cells. Now, if we take the structure, the size of the prokaryotic cell, they normally range from 1 to 10 microns. Whereas the eukaryotic cells, their cell structure ranges from 10 to 100 microns. Now let us take the bacteria or the archaebacteria. These are unicellular, but they are prokaryotic. And then we have the protista group and the plant, fungi, animal kingdom, that all these organisms belong to the eukaryotic type of cells. They may be unicellular, which come under protista, or they are multicellular. Now let us take the prokaryotic cell. What is the meaning of prokaryotic cell? It is actually primitive, first. And we are talking about the karyotic cell. Prokaryotic, karyo means nucleus, primitive nucleus. Like if we take the pleuropneumonia, here you can see it. Then you see here the mycoplasma, the bacteria. We see here how these organisms, they are unicellular, they are actually prokaryotic cells. First cell type on the earth. They are simple and they are very small. There are different examples. Also, cyanobacteria like the nostoc and Anabaena belongs to this group. The single cell, they have a cell membrane and the cytoplasm, but no membrane-bound nucleus. They just have some little region of DNA concentrated, which is called as the nucleoid, and no other cell organelles. So if you see here, you won't see much of things here in the cell. Like take for example, in detail, we have the bacterial cell, which shows the cytoplasm, the membrane, cell membrane. Then we have the cell wall on the outer side. We have it's having a capsule, and then we have the DNA, which is a nucleoid. It's just a rough little structure like, and the plasmid, which is also another small little units of DNA, which are called plasmids, found in the cytoplasm of bacteria. And because they're single cell and they have to move, they have the flagellum for locomotion. Now, if we see minutely, there are the ribosomes which are present in the bacterial cell are actually smaller in size, that is 70 Svedberg unit. All other cell organelles, the nucleolus, the lysosomes, peroxisomes, the microtubules, the centrioles, chloroplasts, endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, vacuoles, thylakoids, the cytoskeleton, all these cell organelles are absent in this prokaryotic cell. So, how these cells reproduce? Prokaryotic cells, their mode of reproduction is binary fission. They just divide into two cells. The cell, the membrane and the cytoplasm just divide into two. You do not see sexual reproduction in prokaryotes. It is absent. Now, if we see minutely, we go to eukaryotic cell. So far we have done the prokaryotic cell. Now we go to the eukaryotic cell, which is unicellular or maybe multicellular. So if we take, for example, a unicellular, we have amoeba. You can see different cell organelles. We have the vacuoles, you can see the vacuoles. We have the locomotory organs at the side which keep changing, the pseudopods. We have the cytoplasm, and that is differentiated into ectoplasm as well as the endoplasm. We have the nucleus, which is well-organized nucleus, and of course, the food vacuoles. If you take the multicellular animal cell or the plant cell, we see the animal cell has got a good well-developed plasma membrane and a well-developed nucleus. Besides that, in the cytoplasm, you will find the mitochondria, you will find the ribosomes, you will find endoplasmic reticulum. Different cell organelles are present in the animal cell. Whereas the plant cell, you'll see something little additional are the chloroplasts, which you see here. And the cell wall, which is not there in animal cell. Besides, the vacuoles in the plant cell are much larger if there are, or if you compare it with the animal cell. So, but if you see here now, it is a eukaryote, which is well developed, good membrane, a nucleus, inside there will be a nucleolus, a well developed cell organelle. So, if you see, they have evolved from the prokaryotic cell, they are bigger in size and complex. We have done the examples already, single-celled and multicellular. And also, we know that the nucleus, which actually differentiates the two types of cells, have the nucleolus, and the DNA is well organized on chromosomes, which is absent in prokaryotes. So, we see the cell membrane, the cytoplasm, and many other cell organelles present. So, we have euglena here. You can see different cell organelles here. It's unicellular, but it is eukaryotic type. And of course, plant cells and animal cells, which the organism is multicellular, but each cell there is eukaryotic type. So, the ribosomes here are much larger than that of the prokaryotic cell. Here they are of 80 Swed per unit, and all other cell organelles are present. Reproduction is sexually and asexually. Now let us just have a brush up of all that we have done today. If you see in common, DNA is present, but in prokaryotes, they are not all well developed, whereas here it is well developed. Cytoplasm is present in both. Ribosomes are present, but here in prokaryotes they are smaller, whereas in eukaryotes they are larger. And of course, both have got cell membranes. But if you see the size, these are smaller, they are primitive, they are small and simple. The DNA is just a naked loop. Nucleolus is absent, and the protein synthesis takes place in the cytoplasm. Reproduction is by binary fission, single-celled, and different cell organelles are absent. But plasmids may be seen, that small units of DNA. Whereas if you take the eukaryotes, they are much bigger, well-developed nucleus, more complex, evolved from prokaryotic cells, and they have the DNA which are found in a linear manner on chromosomes. Nucleolus is present, protein synthesis takes place in the cytoplasm, in the plastids and in the mitochondria, which doesn't take place as this plastids and mitochondria are absent in the prokaryotic cell. And of course, division is by mitosis or maybe meiosis, and then we see sexual reproduction taking place there, and all other cell organelles are present in eukaryotic cell. We have some references here for you. Thank you.